What if the cosmos, in its infinite silence, chose not to speak in words, but to leave us a secret map etched in the very heartbeat of existence? Not a map of ink and paper, but a sacred rhythm hidden in the flow of numbers. Numbers that appear like whispers in the night, guiding us through the shadows of uncertainty toward the radiant gateways of abundance. They are not random patterns drifting through chance. They are the quiet signals of destiny, woven by the same eternal laws that the Buddha once gazed upon under the Bodhi tree. For those who learn to listen, they become not only signs, but doorways, transforming pain into strength and struggle into the soil of prosperity. And as we step into the end of September, the universe unfolds a rare vibration, one that even the great seers foresaw in their visions of future time. Baba Vanga once hinted that hidden forces would awaken in numbers, while Nostradamus spoke of cycles when fate itself would reveal its code. This time does not arrive as any ordinary moment. It is the weaving of karma and possibility, the stitching of time where destiny calls us to awaken. Within this cosmic fabric, 6 sacred numbers rise like beacons, each one carrying a frequency strong enough to alter not only fortune, but the very direction of your soul's journey. Each of these numbers is a lantern and a mirror illuminating the road ahead while showing you who you truly are within. They do not just belong to mathematics, they belong to eternity. They are vibrations of the unseen, each one designed to remind us that our lives are shaped not by chance, but by the alignment of energy, choice, and intention. Nostradamus once warned that in the quietest symbols lie the greatest truths, and perhaps these numbers are those very truths, waiting to be seen by those who are ready. As you prepare to walk through the coming revelations, let your heart be still. The Buddha taught, our life is shaped by our mind, we become what we think. Numbers, too, are thoughts of the cosmos, weaving destinies unseen, carrying the seed of manifestation with every hidden repetition. What you think, you become. What you align with, you attract. What you honor, you multiply. And so, each number we will meet is not only external, it is within you, shaping, whispering, guiding. Before we open this sacred path, take a deep breath with me now. Feel the air enter your lungs, feel your heart awaken with its rhythm, and know that you are standing on the threshold of a new unfolding. Baba Vanga once said that miracles arrive to those who dare to believe in the unseen, and perhaps this moment is your unseen miracle beginning to bloom. Place your hand gently upon your chest and whisper the truth the universe longs to hear. I am open to wealth, wisdom, and miracles. Write these words below as a declaration not only to yourself, but to the cosmos, so that intention may ripple across time. Tell me, are you ready to see what numbers destiny has chosen for you at the closing of this sacred month? Number 14, the subtle shift. Number 14 does not arrive with thunder or demand your attention with fire. It comes softly, almost unnoticed, showing up in the smallest corners of life. On receipts, on room keys, in the glow of your clock. It follows gently until you cannot ignore it anymore. At first you may call it coincidence, yet in the wisdom of Buddhism, there is no such thing as meaningless repetition. The universe repeats only what is essential for your soul to witness. Each appearance of 14 is a quiet message, an invitation to attune yourself to the deeper currents of your journey. Old Buddhist philosophy teaches us that every number carries a vibration, a lesson hidden in the stillness. 14, in its silent grace, carries the vibration of subtle transformation, a sign that something within you is quietly awakening. 14 is the teacher of refinement. It does not shatter your world, it reshapes it, like a sculptor removing stone to reveal the hidden figure. It whispers that every struggle endured was not in vain, but preparation for a life redefined with clarity and purpose. The one within 14 sparks beginnings, the courage to rise anew. The 4 provides grounding, the structure to sustain your rebirth. Together they form balance, the dreamer and the builder, walking hand in hand toward a destiny shaped by intention. Nostradamus spoke of cycles, where renewal comes softly, hidden in quiet shifts of time. 14 is such a cycle, urging patience, persistence, and trust in the unseen currents shaping your reality. The spirit of 14 calls for humility and awareness. It invites you to observe the subtle shifts occurring beneath the surface of your daily life, to trust that every unseen change is guiding you toward transformation. Baba Vanga often spoke of hidden signs that prepare humanity for greater awakenings, signs that are not loud but gentle, not dramatic but profound. 14 is such a sign, guiding you toward inner clarity. When you see 14 repeatedly, it is the universe whispering to you, pay attention to the quiet changes within yourself, for they hold the seeds of your greatest transformation. And yet, the secret heart of 14 is transformation. Reduced to 5, it calls you to movement, to embrace change, not as chaos, but as evolution. It teaches that every ending is not a loss, but an opening, space cleared for what is destined to arrive. 14 invites you to step into the flow of life, trusting that endings are sacred beginnings. The energy of 5 is freedom, exploration, and adaptability, qualities necessary to walk the path that lies ahead. Nostradamus's visions often spoke of cycles where humanity is called to shed the old, not by force, but by gentle awakening, and 14 carries that same prophecy into your personal life. For those walking the path of spiritual awakening, the repeated appearance of 14 is no accident. It is a vibration calling you deeper, urging you to release resistance and embrace transformation with courage. Baba Vanga said that the signs of change are hidden in subtle patterns, appearing when the soul is ready to awaken. 14 is such a pattern, a quiet herald of your personal evolution. It does not shout, but speaks in whispers, and in those whispers lies your guidance. When 14 appears in your life, reflect deeply. Are you ready to release the old shape of your life, so a stronger one may emerge? Are you willing to trust the unseen currents guiding you toward growth? As the old Buddhist philosophy teaches, change is not something to fear, but a sacred invitation to grow. What part of your life is waiting to be reshaped? What silence in your soul is calling for transformation? Number 8. The silent builder. Where some numbers dazzle with noise and spectacle, number 8 moves quietly, working in silence. It does not seek applause or recognition, yet its power endures like an ancient temple, built stone by stone through time. Those touched by its vibration often carry a deep inner calm, an unshakable trust in the process of life. They understand that true wealth is not a sudden gift, but the result of patient cultivation, brick by brick, moment by moment, with integrity and dedication. Old Buddhist philosophy teaches that the path to lasting abundance lies not in haste, but in harmony with the flow of existence, and 8 embodies this truth. 8's shape is itself a profound teacher, an endless loop, a symbol of infinity, representing the eternal cycle of giving and receiving. Turned sideways, it becomes the sign of infinite flow, a constant reminder that energy never disappears, only transforms. What you sow in honesty, hard work, and compassion will always return to you, multiplied beyond measure. This is the law of karma expressed in numbers, a sacred promise from the cosmos that no effort rooted in truth is ever lost. Baba Vanga often spoke of hidden energies in symbols, and 8 carries this wisdom as a timeless seal of abundance and balance. Buddhist philosophy teaches that real abundance is not measured by gold or possessions, but by the strength of character to sustain blessings. 8 emerges in your life when you are ready to bear the responsibility of prosperity without losing yourself to it. It is a teacher asking a deep question. Are you making choices from fear or from trust, from ego or from wisdom? This number calls you to reflect on the deeper motives behind your actions and to align your path with a higher purpose. Nostradamus once hinted that the future belongs not to those who rush, but to those who master the art of time. 8 is mastery itself, the patience to build steadily, the discipline to endure, the faith that what is planted today will bloom in its perfect season. It blesses the silent builder, the soul who understands that true strength is found in persistence, not haste. To walk with 8 is to walk with patience, knowing the slow work of creation is the most sacred of all. When 8 begins to appear in your life, it is a quiet reminder that your efforts are already taking root, even if you cannot yet see the harvest. It is a sign that the foundation for your future is being laid now. Baba Vanga's visions often spoke of silent forces shaping the fate of humanity, and 8 carries that same energy, working unseen, yet profoundly shaping your path. As you encounter 8, breathe deeply and allow its presence to settle within you. Trust that the universe is aligning the pieces of your journey, and that your wealth, material or spiritual, is quietly being built in the background of your life. The question to ask yourself is this: will you trust the process long enough to see it bloom? Patience is the seed of all abundance. Old Buddhist philosophy. What steady work are you planting today that your future self will one day harvest? Number 3. The radiant light. There are numbers that carry fire, and there are numbers that carry light. Number 3 belongs to the latter. It shines without effort, quietly illuminating the spaces around it, like the friend whose laughter heals a weary heart, or the teacher whose words awaken gifts buried deep within the soul. 3 carries imagination, creativity, and the natural ability to inspire. It is joy disguised as a number, a subtle vibration that reminds us light does not need to demand attention. It simply exists. Old Buddhist philosophy teaches that such light emerges when heart and mind are aligned, when intention flows without resistance, and 3 is the numerical embodiment of that sacred harmony. It is the gentle guide urging us to see that abundance begins in the quiet illumination of awareness. In Buddhism, 3 holds profound and sacred resonance. It is the number of the triple gem, the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, awakening, wisdom, and community. These 3 pillars are not lofty abstractions, removed from daily life, but living realities. They are the compassionate words spoken at the right moment, the quiet guidance found in stillness, the peace discovered in the presence of kindred souls. When life feels fragmented or lost, returning to this triad restores balance and clarity. Nostradamus, in his visions, spoke of cycles where humanity would be called to return to essential truths. 3 emerges as such a truth, reminding us of the simplicity of joy, the transportive power of connection, and the light of awakening that exists in every soul willing to see. The energy of 3 calls you to create, to express, to awaken what lies dormant within. Waiting for perfection delays abundance. 3 whispers, gently but firmly, begin now. Whether it is a dream project, lingering in the shadows of hesitation, a truth left unspoken, or a path you have avoided out of fear, 3 urges you to step forward. Energy is sacred, and when blocked it stagnates. But when it flows freely, miracles awaken. Baba Vanga often spoke of hidden gifts that emerge when the soul is ready, and 3 is such a gift, a vibration carrying the essence of creation, urging you toward expression and joy. It teaches that abundance is born in action, in courage, and in the willingness to step into your own light. 3 reminds us that real wealth is not measured by gold or possessions, but by the treasures we hold within, our creativity, our laughter, our vision. These inner gifts are currencies far greater than any material wealth. When shared freely, they create ripples that transform lives far beyond our own. This is the deeper teaching of three, that abundance multiplies when it is given. This joy, this creative spark, becomes a living offering, a sacred exchange between your soul and the universe. Nostradamus foresaw a time when humanity's awakening would return to these simple yet powerful truths, and three stands as one of those signs, a call to live in the radiance of your own creation. The vibration of three is also a call to harmony. It reminds us that joy is not separate from discipline, that inspiration requires openness, and that creativity flourishes in the soil of mindful living. When three appears repeatedly in your life, it is more than coincidence. It is the universe offering a mirror, reflecting your readiness to embrace your own gifts. Baba Vanga said that signs of awakening often arrive softly, hidden in ordinary moments, and three is such a sign. It asks you to awaken to your own light and to trust the process of creation, even when the path is not yet clear. When three steps into your path, it carries an invitation to open yourself fully to life's flow, to release hesitation, to trust your voice and your vision, to recognize that what you bring to the world, no matter how small, has the power to transform. As old Buddhist philosophy teaches, true wealth is the light we give to others, and this is the gift of three, a gentle yet powerful reminder that the light you hold is your greatest offering. So when three appears, pause deeply and ask yourself, what gift within me am I still hiding from the world? What light waits for my courage to set it free? How would my life transform if I allowed myself to shine without hesitation? Number 24. The gentle presence. The world rushes. It glorifies speed, competition, and endless striving. Yet number 24 arrives softly, like a gentle whisper carried on the wind, a reminder that strength is not found in running faster, but in moving with intention and purpose. It teaches the art of presence, the sacred ability to stand still long enough to hear your own heartbeat, to listen to the quiet voice of your soul, and to trust the inner compass guiding your steps. Old Buddhist philosophy tells us that such stillness is not weakness, but the foundation of true power, for clarity comes when noise falls away and silence begins to speak. 2 and 4 together form the vibration of 24, bringing balance to life, compassion paired with structure, intuition grounded in discipline. The number 2 carries softness, empathy, and receptivity. The number 4 carries strength, stability, and the endurance to build. Together, they form a sacred partnership, teaching that abundance flows when heart and foundation walk side by side. Nostradamus wrote of cycles where humanity would rediscover harmony by blending inner grace with outer discipline, and 24 stands as such a symbol, a prophecy of balance in motion. Buddhist practice emphasizes mindfulness, an intentional pause between breaths, a moment of gratitude before sleep, a slow walk beneath ancient trees. These simple acts are echoes of the vibration of. They teach that when we act from stillness, decisions stop feeling like burdens and begin to unfold naturally, as if guided by a higher hand. Baba Vanga often spoke of subtle signs that awaken the soul, and the repeated appearance of 24 is such a sign, a reminder that your path will open more fully when your spirit learns to rest within itself. Number 24 carries the energy of preparation. It is not about rushing toward fortune, but preparing the soil so that fortune may root deeply and endure. Opportunities will come, but only when your spirit is calm enough to receive them. This number asks you to cultivate patience, to honor the quiet moments as much as the grand ones. In that gentle presence, the seeds of abundance grow in alignment with your truest self. When 24 appears in your life, it is a call to examine your relationship with time. Nostradamus hinted that the future belongs to those who learn to walk with rhythm rather than haste. 8 centuries later, this wisdom still speaks. 24 is an invitation to walk with grace, to move in harmony with life's natural timing rather than its frantic pace. It teaches that abundance is not a race to be won, but a garden to be tended. The question of 24 is not about what you will achieve, but about how you will be present in the unfolding of your life. When you see this number, pause, breathe, listen, reflect. Am I chasing life, or am I allowing life to flow toward me in its perfect timing? Stillness is not emptiness, it is fullness awaiting to be known. Old Buddhist philosophy. What part of your life needs your gentle presence today, so abundance can root deeply? Number 9, the sacred completion. 9 is the closing breath, the gentle dusk after a long day. It is not loss, but completion, a sacred pause where the soul exhales what is no longer needed. In numerology, 9 is the number of endings, not to break us, but to free us. It is the whisper of the universe telling us that every cycle must close so that the next can begin. Old Buddhist philosophy teaches that every ending carries within it the seed of renewal, and 9 is the vibration of that sacred turning point. It is not a door closing, but a path opening in the silence beyond. Imagine carrying a bag filled with stones. Each stone was once useful, but now it has grown heavy, a burden more than a gift. 9 is the moment you finally set it down. Your shoulders relax, your breath deepens, and suddenly you feel lighter, freer. This is the art of release. In Buddhist thought, this is non-attachment, the wisdom of letting go without resistance. Nostradamus spoke of cycles where humanity would need to shed the old, to awaken to higher realities. And 9 is such a cycle, a reminder that endings are part of a divine unfolding. 9 asks you to release what no longer serves you, the job that drains your spirit, the relationship that weighs upon your soul, the regrets you cannot change. These are stones you have carried too long. To release them is not failure, but courage. It is the act of bowing to your past with gratitude, honoring what it taught you, and stepping forward unburdened. Baba Vanga often spoke of the necessity of endings, describing them as preparation for higher awakenings. 9 carries that same teaching into your personal life, inviting you to see closure not as an ending, but as a sacred threshold to something greater. The vibration of 9 calls for reflection and surrender. It reminds you that completion is part of life's rhythm, the final note that makes the melody whole. In old Buddhist philosophy, this is the art of mindful closure, recognizing when your chapter has been written and having the strength to close the book. Nostradamus foresaw times when humanity would need to release entire eras of thought and being to enter new realms of consciousness, and 9 stands as a number carrying that prophecy. It is the vibration of the soul's readiness to move beyond the familiar. When 9 appears in your life, it is not simply a number, it is a sacred sign. It asks you to look within and question, what am I holding on to that no longer belongs to me? What weight am I carrying that prevents me from stepping fully into the next chapter? The power of 9 lies in its ability to bring clarity through release, to create space for new blessings to enter. When you see 9, breathe deeply, feel the stillness it offers. Trust that letting go is not losing, but making room for rebirth. As old Buddhist philosophy teaches, in every ending lies the seed of a new beginning. Reflect deeply. What am I brave enough to finally release so my soul may step forward in light? Bonus number 41. The compass of stillness. Not every number arrives with grandeur. Some come quietly, almost like a gentle knock at the door you barely hear. 41 is such a number. It steps softly into your life, arriving in moments when you feel weary, when the weight of deadlines, worries, and endless striving makes existence feel like a race you never truly chose to run. Old Buddhist philosophy teaches that these moments are not interruptions, but invitations, calls from the soul to return to balance and presence. 41 carries this call quietly, without spectacle, but with profound depth. Its purpose is not to erase your burdens, but to guide you back to stillness. The 4 grounds you. It is the number of stability, structure, and foundation. The 1 reminds you of beginnings, the seed of something new waiting to awake. Together they form a compass that points inward, not outward. 41 is the guide that leads you away from the noise of the world and toward the sanctuary within. It is a reminder that clarity is never found in haste, but in pause. Nostradamus spoke of times when humanity would be called to return to stillness, and 41 carries such a prophecy, a subtle signal that the most powerful direction comes from silence. In Buddhist practice, 41 is the breath that restores. It is the sacred pause between effort and surrender, the moment when the mind lets go and the heart opens. This is the wisdom of silence, the recognition that presence is the deepest form of power. Baba Vanga often spoke of signs that appear quietly before great change, and 41 is one such sign. It is an unseen compass, gently pointing you toward peace, grounding, and renewal. It teaches that stillness is not emptiness, but fullness waiting to be received. 41 calls you home to your own center, the place where peace waits patiently beneath the noise. It is a number of inward journeys, urging you to listen to the quiet voice beneath your thoughts, to rest in the calm that exists before action. When you see 41, it is the universe's way of telling you to stop chasing and start being, to remind you that abundance is not in the speed of the path, but in the depth of the walk. When this number appears repeatedly, it is not a coincidence. It is a call to sacred reflection. Write it down, meditate with it, allow it to become a mantra. Whisper to yourself, I am calm, centered, and attracting abundance with every mindful breath. Let this affirmation anchor you as a compass for your soul's journey. Nostradamus once suggested that the most profound transformations come not in grand upheavals, but in quiet moments of surrender. And 41 embodies this teaching. 41 asks something deeper. Will you slow down enough to hear the whispers of your own soul? Will you let stillness guide you toward clarity and abundance? The path of 41 is not one of haste, but of conscious pause, a sacred compass pointing inward. In the stillness of the heart, the universe reveals its direction. Old Buddhist philosophy. What might you discover if you gave yourself permission to follow the compass of stillness? And so, as the month draws to a close, the universe lays before you a sacred sequence, 14-8-3-24-9. And the hidden 41. Together these are not merely digits, they are a living rhythm, a language of the cosmos. They speak of transformation, discipline, creativity, presence, completion, and stillness. They form a map, not of roads and borders, but of inner landscapes. This sequence is an invitation, a guide that can lead you toward fortune and awakening, if you walk its path with mindful awareness. Old Buddhist philosophy teaches that such sequences are sacred signposts, echoes of the deeper order of existence. Nostradamus once wrote that destiny belongs to those who see beyond chance and glimpse the hidden pattern of life. These numbers are such patterns, vibrations woven into the fabric of time. They do not promise instant riches, for true abundance is not found in haste, but in alignment. They are invitations to attune your energy to the harmony of the cosmos. When you do, abundance ceases to be a chase, and instead becomes a natural unfolding, a blossoming in perfect time. Baba Vanga spoke of signs hidden in numbers, guiding those who are ready to awaken. This sequence is one such sign. As you stand at the threshold of your own journey, let these numbers speak to you, not as a prediction of what must be, but as an offering of possibility. Each holds its own lesson. 14 invites transformation, 8 teaches mastery, 3 awakens creativity, 24 embodies presence, 9 offers completion, and 41 calls you to stillness. Taken together, they form a symphony of the soul's evolution, a reminder that your path is a sacred unfolding, written in the language of the universe. So as you leave this moment, breathe deeply, feel the sequence resonate within you, reflect, and ask yourself, which of these numbers is calling most strongly to me right now? Which vibration belongs to the season of my soul? Nostradamus's words remind us that seeing the pattern is the first step toward living in harmony with destiny. The question is not whether you will see it, but whether you will follow it. Write your answer below, share your intention, anchor it in your heart, and remember, wealth, wisdom, and miracles are not distant dreams. They are here, already present, waiting for you in the rhythm of numbers, waiting for you in the stillness of your own soul. The universe speaks quietly. Listen with the heart, and you will find your path. Old Buddhist philosophy. Which number's vibration will guide your next step?